Hello everyone, I'm Kumkum Hirani. In today's presentation, I'm going to deal with the patriarchy, culture, and women's identity in the joys of motherhood, a post colonial feminist perspective. Here are the academic information, table of content, and research question. So, my research question was: how does the joys of motherhood critique the cultural ideology of motherhood within the intersecting framework of patriarchy and colonial modernity? The hypothesis was that the joys of motherhood criticize the cultural ideology of motherhood by portraying it as a socially constructed and the institutionally enforced role shaped by the patriarchal lineage system and the colonial economic transformations, rather than representing motherhood as a natural source of fulfillment. The novel suggests that the functions as a structure mechanism that organizes women's reproductive and the domestic labor, limits the autonomy and the sustained gender hierarchy within both traditional and colonial contexts. Introduction. The Joys of Motherhood tells the story of Nuigo, a Nigerian woman whose life revolves around the marriage and the motherhood. The novel challenges the cultural belief that motherhood guarantees happiness and the social security through the Nuigo's tragic life. Imagida expose how patriarchy and colonial modernity shape the restrict woman's identity. The novel reveals that motherhood, instead of being a joyful, becomes a system of a cultural control and economic exploitation within a post-colonial patriarchal society. Theoretical framework of the post-colonial feminism. Post-colonial feminism examines how gender oppression in formerly colonized societies intersected within the colonial history, race, culture, and nationalism. It criticized the Western feminism or universalization women's experience while ignoring local cultural context. Here, the Robert argues that African feminism must address material conditions such as labor, land, and economic dependency rather than focusing solely on abstract gender equality. Similarly, Andrade highlights how African women writer reconstruct female identity within historical and culture specific. Thus, no ego suffering is not simply personal tragedy but as a structural outcome of interesting patriarchy and colonial system. A cultural construction of a female identity. In pre-colonial Igbo society, a woman's identity is inseparable for her reproductive ability. A childless woman is socially invisible and spiritually incomplete. Nuigo's first marriage collapsed because she cannot conceive, reinforcing the belief that woman's value lies in fertility. Once she become a mother, she gain respect, but this respect is conditional and temporary. And Red argues that African women's narratives challenge this cultural myth by revealing motherhood as both empowering and oppressive. Imijita exposes how cultural celebration hides structure and equality. A marriage and reproductive obligation. In the joys of motherhood, marriage function as a social institution structured around a linear continuity and family survival. Within a patrilineal system, children belong to a father's lineage, reinforcing male-centered inheritance and authority. Robert argued that patriarchy sustains itself through the regulation of women's reproductive and the domestic labor. No ego's identity become inseparable from her ability to bear children. Fertility determines her social values. Repeated childbirth is treated as expectations rather than a choice, and she lacks autonomy over the reproductive decision. Colonial capitalism and the economic burden. With migration to colonial Lagos, traditional structure transform. Men engage in wage labor while women entire petty tragic. However, the economic modernization does not improve women's status. Instead, no egos bear double labor, like reproductive labor, like she gives she gives birth of a child, and economic labor. She also doing a market trading. Here are the takens in, and the Palmieri argues that in a crisis, economics maternal responsibility intensifies the without structure redistribution of power. Colonial capitalism therefore deepens gender inequality rather than dissolving it. Invisible labor and the emotional execution. So, New Ego sacrifice her physical health, personal comfort, and emotional well-being for her children. Yet her labor remains invisible and unrecognized. Here, the Robert also criticized the economic system for the including domestic labor from political analysis. Imecheta dramatized his invisibility through Nuigo work endlessly. She remains financially insecure. Motherhood become a synonym with the execution, the ideology of maternal sacrifice, normalizes suffering and the discourse resistance. This reveals how ideology marks exploitation, has psychological collapse and identity crisis. The Nuigo defined her existence through her son's success. However, when her sons adopt Western value and prioritize individual ambitions, they neglected her. Also, the Andrew that suggests that African women's writing destabilize the singular maternal identity and the reveal the psychology fragmentation that result from over identification with sacrifices. Tradition as ideological control. So, in the joys of motherhood, tradition present as scared and unquestionable, shaping woman's role within family and the society. Also, cultural ideas define a good woman as the obedient, fertile, patient, and the self-sacrificing. This expectation appear natural, but as a social constructed. As also Nuigo internalized these traditional norms, she ensured that poverty and suffering becomes a motherhood in a framed as a destiny and moral duty. Alternative model and Adaku's resistance. Also, Adaku represent a constructing model of femininity. She reject polygamy, gain economic independence. Here, the death and irony of the title. So, Nigo dies alone in her village. Ironically, become a more celebrated in a death rather in a life. Also, the title of Joys of Motherhood is deeply ironic. The promised joy is replaced by the isolation and neglected. Here, the conclusion. And through a post-colonial feminist lens, the novel demonstrates that motherhood is a socially constructed, not naturally destiny. Patriarchy organized women's reproductive labor of a male lineal continuity. Colonial capitalism intensified the woman's economic vulnerability. Also, in the motherhood as a political institution embedded within the patriarchal and the colonial power system. By exposing its contradictions, she invites reader to rethink female identity beyond the sacrifices maternity. Here are the references. Here are the thank you. If you have any question, then feel free to ask.
Could Nuigo's tragedy be seen as a personal failure rather than a structural problem?
So, no ego's tragedy seen as a not seen as a personal failure or a structure problem. Because no ego face both the thing. Because when she married her first husband, she's not able to give a birth to a child, so she faced many problems. But when she moves to Lagos, still there are many economically problem which new ego faces. At the end, she at the end their children also not with her, so there are she faced both the problems there.
So, Kumkum, my question is, does the novel criticize only traditional Igbo culture or does it also critique colonial modernity?
In the novel, Imageda also criticized the traditional Igbo culture as well as the colonial modernity. Because when New Igbo moves to the Lagos, there is a Igbo culture. She faced many problems because their main idea was to the give birth to a child. That is their main perspective rather than their personal choice. Also, when they have children, so society gives them respect and shown as a good women. Also, the colonial modernity, when she becomes to independent, because she have to feed their children and gives them a better life. But at that time also society was not help her, also criticize them. At the end she do many things for their children and the society, but still in a way society also not seen as a good way. So yeah, this is from my side. Thank you.